You can expect the candidates to make a lot of claims during tonight's debate, but some just might not be true. Reporters are supposed to make sure of their facts as a matter of course. But this campaign has seen a growing army of political fact checkers who are expected to explain how they checked what candidates say. Here's Mark Albert.
The winter of 2016 may well be remembered for a blizzard, but not of snow.
I can go to Washington, forge consensus, fix the mess.
It's been a flurry of promises and pledges.
My pledge is to raise incomes, not taxes on the middle class.
Broadsides and bombast.
The unemployment rate is probably 20%, and the highest I've heard so far is 42%.
All delivered with the gusto of a nor'easter.
One family spending more money than either the Democratic Party or the Republican Party.
The gale force one-liners can be nauseating as the candidates try to cajole and convince voters.
We have seen now in 6 years of Obamacare that it's been a disaster. It is the biggest job killer in this country.
So how do you know what's true and what's not? Like a lighthouse in the storm, Glenn Kessler tries to cut through the fog of facts.
I write the fact checker column for the Washington Post.
So you catch politicians when they lie and call them out on it.
That's right.
And how's business these days?
It's better than ever.
Better than ever. That's not so good for our democracy, is it?
Well, it's good for journalism.
Kessler and colleague Michelle Lee assigned 1 to 4 Pinocchios, using the beloved children's character whose nose grew when he didn't tell the truth. But Kessler doesn't type the L word.
I never use the word lie. I can't get into a politician's head.
But you have chastised politicians with a whole bunch of other words: false, dubious, statistical mendacity, debunk, no evidence, deeply flawed, wildly inflated, wildly mischaracterized, bizarre claim, inaccurate and misleading.
Yes, I plead guilty to using those words.
And their thesaurus was well worn in 2015. No party was spared. Donald Trump earned the most Pinocchios. In fact, Kessler wrote, quote, "Frankly, it's really not interesting to fact-check the Donald, as his assertions are so easily debunked."
I saw people getting together and in fairly large numbers celebrating as the World Trade Center was coming down.
Also on the list of their biggest Pinocchios of 2015, President Obama.
Keystone is for Canadian oil, to send that down to the Gulf. It bypasses the United States.
Politicians are paying attention.
Media fact checkers are not fair and impartial. They are liberal editorial journalists.
Kessler says politicians or their staffs even try to negotiate a better rating, but some just blink.
And I actually got calls from Senator Rob Portman and Senator Amy Klobuchar, who said that because of my fact checks, they were going to be much more careful in the future.
If the number of claims has exploded, so too have the number of fact checkers. At least 80 active fact-checking sites now span the U.S. and the world, according to the Duke Reporters Lab, which in January helped launch an archive of U.S. political TV ads waiting to be vetted. The Pulitzer Prize-winning PolitiFact.com has its own rating system, Pants on Fire, and Politico has its Wrongometer.
What do you have?
We don't have a rating system.
Why not?
We call it in a contextual way. We just tell readers, this is misleading and this is why.
Rob Farley is the deputy managing editor at factcheck.org.
We're advocating for truth in politics and for getting the voters the best information they can get. And so we want them to be armed when they go into the ballot box with the facts.
Based in Philadelphia, the nonprofit has a team of 6 staffers led by Eugene Kiley. On this day, we found him fact-checking a Ted Cruz TV ad.
It's not true.
Flat out not true.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to piece together the information that I need to show here's what really happened.
The team posted its analysis the next day. But even fact-checkers are not all-knowing. Just this week, PolitiFact revised a headline on a fact-check after pushback from a presidential campaign, writing its original wording should have been more precise. Kiley says the sheer number of candidates and claims this cycle has been overwhelming.
I think your site called 2015 a banner year for political whoppers. What is 2016 going to be?
Well, it'll be more of the same.
That's not good.
No, but it's good for us in terms of being able to provide information to the public.
That's why, just like a weather forecaster in winter, the Post's Glenn Kessler predicts fact checkers will never be out of season.
I think as long as politicians open their mouths, I'll have a job.
For CBS This Morning Saturday, Mark Albert, Washington.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think these guys will ever be out of work.
No, I don't think so. You know, it's interesting. I mean, the truth matters, yeah, but when you see these political ads, you know, the people sort of creating them understand that human beings, even if something is proven to be incorrect later, sometimes those claims stick.
You say something loud enough, long enough, people start to believe it.
That's right. That's right. And a reminder, you can see the Republican South Carolina debate tonight at 9/8 Central, right here on CBS.